So anyways, be faithful. It's going to be awesome. We're telling you about it. We're taking down the old stage design tonight at 7 o'clock. If you'd like to come and help out, you're more than welcome to. We'll put up a whole new stage design. There'll be trees up there. It's going to be beautiful. All right, so that's always exciting. And I wanted to let you know about that. Also, this Wednesday, we have a family prayer night. Usually we have our men's and women's group. We're going to be bringing everyone together and just having a time of prayer and worship. It's turned into one of my favorite nights that our church does. We do it a couple times a year just to pray together as a church family to worship the Lord. It's a special time, so if you can make it, I encourage you to be there. It's a great time of coming together. Also, wanted to let you know that today we have a guest speaker. His name is Matt Hessel. I met Matt a couple months ago at a preaching conference, and as we got to know each other, just talking in between sessions, I was like, man, I really like this guy. I was like, hey, you want to go get dinner? So we went and had dinner, me and him, and Trevor Christmas, and we just had a blast. I said, hey, you got to come out to the Grove and preach. So he's here. That's how this came about. He's from Indianapolis. It's very cold there. They have a windstorm right now. Trees are being knocked down, and he's in Southern California where it's nice and hot. I took him out Mount Rubidoux yesterday. He's like, man, it doesn't even feel like there's a temperature in your city. It's just nice. You went to In-N-Out yesterday. Guy loves In-N-Out. Yeah, before you cheer for that, though. I was like, what did you order? Did you get like a double-double animal style? He said, no, I got double-double with mustard and ketchup. I said, you gotta go animal style. Come on now. More than anything else, he's a guy that loves the Lord. He loves the church. He wants to be faithful in his life. You'll hear that from his sermon today. And we're just excited that you're here. So will you give a nice warm welcome to Matt Hessel?
Do not judge me based on my In-N-Out order. You know, like, I don't care. I know what I like. I have a problem when it comes to In-N-Out. Like, you know, you can't get In-N-Out any further east than Texas. So anytime we come out west, holy cow, we've already gone twice. I'm not kidding. We'll go at least once more. I love it. My order is plain. That's okay. My wife makes up for us. She went double animal style, so you can appreciate her more than me. And like Daniel said, it's nice to be here right now. Back when we got emails last night that power is out where we live because storms came in, knocked down trees, and it's in the 40s, which is kind of a little bit cold for this time of year in Indiana. And they come out here and it's 75 and sunny. I hope you realize that everyone else in the country hates you for what you have. So don't take it for granted, but we love being here. My wife and I, we've been married for 13 years. We are from Indianapolis, like Daniel said, and I just got to ask, any Hoosiers in here? Any Hoosiers? We got some Hoosiers, all right, my people. But it doesn't quite live up to Southern California. We've got 3 kids, 8, 6, and 4, and I brought a picture, of course, so you can see what I'm talking about. This is my family. Happiest place on earth, right? Yeah. So this is what's great about this picture. This is not at the end of the day. This is literally 5 minutes in the morning after we entered into the park. 5 minutes in. My youngest, he's screaming because I think he's got sunscreen in his eyes. My oldest, I have no idea what that face is and why he's making it. And my daughter, I think she's ticked off because we stopped to take a picture instead of making a beeline to go meet Ariel. But I wanted to give you a glimpse of real life. This is reality right here. All the parents said amen. This is reality right here, right? Yeah. But man, no, I've got an incredible family. My wife, I married very much out of my league, and my 3 kids are incredible. I miss them like crazy. I can't wait to see them tomorrow night. If you are a guest here today or checking things out for the first time, me too. So welcome. You guys can hang out together. But also, I wanted to let you know, if you call the Grove home, I want you to know that you have an incredible church. You really do. The compassion, the authenticity here has been obvious, and we've only been here for about 48 hours. I mean, what you're doing, building houses for the homeless on your campus, reaching out into the community, walking out in the lobby, it seems like this is a giant family. Unfortunately, that's rare. You guys have got that. Keep going, keep pushing, keep being authentic, keep caring about the lost, keep caring about each other. I also want you to know something about your pastors. They're the real deal. I've gotten a chance to spend time with Daniel and Tom and Trevor, Jenny, some of the other staff. The first thing that comes into my mind about them comes from Acts chapter 4. So in Acts 4, Peter and John, they get pulled in front of the Sanhedrin to get questioned and really silenced. And the Sanhedrin in first century Judea was the cultural and religious elite. Nobody was more influential, nobody had more privileges, nobody was more educated than these guys. And they bring Peter and John in, and they're blown away immediately by their wisdom and their boldness. And they're like, how are these guys more wise and more bold than we are? And then it says in verse 13 that it just clicked for them. It said that they realized that Peter and John were men who had been with Jesus. I cannot think of a better description for someone than to be recognized as someone who has been with Jesus. Those are your leaders. It's obvious to you. So encourage them, pray for them, back them up, because behind the scenes, they love you guys. They're praying for you. They want to serve you. They've got your back. They talk about you all the time. The first time Daniel and I hung out, it was the people of the Grove, the people of the Grove, the people of the Grove. They love you. I want you to know that you have humble, healthy, and great leaders. So pray for them and encourage them, all right? All right, yeah, please. And let me pray before we'll jump in. Father, we just thank you for the opportunity to be here. That we get to worship you. We get to give you honor and praise. And right now, Father, we just ask that you would reveal yourself to us, that we would hear your voice, that you would speak to our hearts and our minds, that we would see a glimpse of you today, and that at the end of the day, we'd be a little bit more like your Son. We trust you, and it's in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, if you've got a Bible with you, go ahead and open it up to Matthew 25, Matthew chapter 25. That's in the last third of your Bible. And while you're getting there, I mentioned that I've been married for 13 years now. My wife and I have actually known each other for most of our lives. We were friends all the way through high school, and just to give you a picture of that, in high school, she desperately wanted to date me. I mean, it was over the top. So Saturday night at 9 o'clock laugh too. I don't know why you're laughing. I'm kind of offended by that. Maybe it's because you're smart. Yeah, it was the other way around. I desperately wanted to date her, and she was like, maybe later. No, I don't think so. But after 7 years, I just wore down her defenses. And by the end of college, we started dating. And 2 months into dating, I felt bold. I decided, you know what? I like where things are going. Tonight, we're going out to dinner. I'm dropping the L-bomb. I know we've only been dating 8 weeks. It seems a bit aggressive, but I don't care. I'm telling her how I feel. I like where this is going. So we go out to dinner. Conversation is just sparkling. I like the feel of things, so I'm just trying to figure out when the timing is and working up the courage. And then finally, I just said, you know what? Bombs away. So I gave her the best smoldering look that I could come up with because I thought that would help. And I just said, baby, I love you. Felt good. Like I thought the delivery was smooth, and now I can just step back and wait to hear the words from her that I wanted to hear since we were kids. This is how she responded. She said, "Oh!" Wait for it. Thank you. That was a blow. That was a blow. That was not what I wanted to hear. But you know what? Hey, it worked out in the long run. I got the ring, right? Now, I tell you that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like I think you're talking out of sympathy. I tell you that not just to tell you a story. As ridiculous as that is, there's actually a theme in that that's going to set the stage for where we're going today. So the story that Jesus tells in Matthew chapter 25, starting in verse 14, this often gets interpreted to being about money. But this passage is not about money. Like the principles of it can apply to finances, absolutely. But this passage is all about risk. Now, if I never would have opened myself up to any kind of loss, if I never would have said that to Kelly, now granted, it was awkward, I could have let more time go by, but if I never would have done that, we wouldn't be married today. If I wouldn't have taken that risk, we would have gone nowhere. So let me give you the context of Matthew chapter 25. This is towards the end of Jesus' earthly ministry, right? He's getting close to the point where he's going to be betrayed and then crucified. So he goes into the temple one day and he just goes off on the religious leaders for all of their hypocrisy. All these crowds inside the temple, he says, hey, guys, all these dudes over here, these religious leaders, don't be like them. What they're about is not what I'm about. They've missed the point. When the kingdom of heaven comes, when I come back, these guys are going to be on the outside looking in, so don't be like them. I mean, he just hammers them. And so he leaves the temple and he goes outside of Jerusalem, and then he goes up the side of this mountain called the Mount of Olives. And while he's on the mountain, a few of his disciples come up to him and they say, so, Jesus, you're coming back. That's awesome. Tell us what that's going to be like. I mean, how will we know when that's going to happen? When will that happen? So Jesus starts to tell them what it's going to be like when he comes back. And then he suddenly shifts their focus from what they're asking about to what they really need to know. And he says, hey, nobody knows when, nobody knows the hour or the day when I'm coming back. So don't get caught up in anything. Don't worry about that. Instead, focus on what you're doing leading up to that. I want you to be ready. So he tells them the story in Matthew 25 and what it actually looks like to be ready. So let's start with verse 14. It says this. This is Jesus talking. Again, it meaning when I come back. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents of money, to another 2 talents, and to another 1 talent, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received the 5 talents went at once and put his money to work, and he gained 5 more. So also the one with 2 talents gained 2 more. But the man who had received the 1 talent went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. So the servants all were given something that wasn't theirs. That's important to remember. In this story, they're given talents. A talent was a monetary unit that represented 20 years worth of wages. It's a lot of money. So put that into context today. 2018, the average household income, not individual, average household income in the U.S. is $59,055. Some people bring in a lot less, some people bring in a lot more. That means in our context today, 1 talent, 20 years worth of salary, would be worth a little bit more than $1.1 million. 2 talents, $2.3 million. 5 talents would be worth a little bit more than $5.9 million. That's no joke. That's a lot of money. And what I think is crazy about this story is the master just hands these guys the talents. He gives them all this cash. And then he just leaves. He didn't say a word. No instructions, no suggestions, no, hey, make sure you invest in this fund over here. Avoid this one, don't do that. Or I also heard about this new up-and-coming company that you might want to get in on the ground floor. I think it's called Amazon or something like that. None of that. No instruction, no tips, nothing. He just hands it to them, and there's this unspoken expectation that they're going to do something with it. It's kind of like LeBron coming to the Lakers. I mean, LeBron is the greatest basketball talent on the planet, no questions asked. Nothing needs to be said about him being on the Lakers, but there's an expectation with him being on the team, isn't there?
Amen.
No, it's not going to matter. I'm sorry, but it's not going to matter because they're not beating the Warriors this year. It's just the truth. I'm speaking truth. I got no dog in the fight. I'm just speaking truth. I know that ruins my analogy, but here's the point. Whenever we're getting something of value, there's always an expectation that we're going to do something about it. And maybe you're thinking, all right, cool, Matt, I see what you're saying. I think I know where you're going, but yeah, nobody's giving me 20 years worth of salary. Nobody's handed me $1, $2, or $5 million. I mean, if they did, then yeah, absolutely. I'd be like one of the first 2 servants. I'd go make an investment. I'd make a return. But that's not happening, so this really doesn't apply to me today. Well, nobody's doing that for me either. Nobody has handed me a briefcase full of cash. That'd be cool, but that hasn't happened. But I have been given other things that are actually priceless. I've been given time. I've been given a wife and 3 kids. I've been given certain gifts and strengths and talents. I've been given relationships. I've been given certain resources. I've been given things that can bring a return if I do something with them. Every single one of us here has been given something. Every single one of us here have been given talents by God. The question now for all of us individually is, what have we been given? What are we going to do with them? The talents that God has given you, what are you doing with them? Jesus says the first 2 servants, they went at once. There was urgency attached to it. They went at once and put their money to work. Some of the other translations of this passage actually say that they went and traded their money, or they invested it. Whenever there's any kind of trade or investment, there's an element of risk, isn't there? Because the investment can go bad. We can lose what we invested. But here's the thing. You're never going to see any kind of return without taking a risk. Returns never come without risk. The first two sermons, they understood that. The third sermon, you got to miss it completely. Look at verse 19. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with him. The man who had received the 5 talents brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come, share your master's happiness. The man with 2 talents also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come, share your master's happiness. Then the man who received the 1 talent came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid. And I went out and hid your talent in the ground. So see, here's what belongs to you. His master replied, wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I had not sown and gather where I had not scattered seed? Well, then you should have at least put my money on deposit with the banker so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has 10 talents. For everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where the weeping and gnashing of teeth. Ouch. Welcome to church, right? It's pretty intense. So let's talk through this. We live in a result